Hello everybody, this is Albert with Green Tea House. I hope you're doing well today. Today I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should go to one of our tea education classes here. Now before we begin, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so these episodes come fresh to you. And also post a comment and of course stop by the tea store. So as of recording this, Case and I have done our first tea education class. It was on the 6 categories of tea. As you guys know, the Camellia sinensis plant has 6 categories that come from it, among the most famous being green tea, black tea, and whatnot. And it was great. We had about 12 people show up, and they got to sample a tea from each of the categories, and it was fun. And we plan to do this probably once a month or so, indefinitely, because it's just we do it after hours, and it's just fun. And so here are a couple reasons why you should come. Number 1, meet people who love tea. So it's one thing for patrons who come in and like, yeah, I drink tea. What do you like? Oh, I like green tea. Just casual tea lovers. That's great. And I love it. We have just day in, day out people like Grant and Stewart and other people, Edgar, that come in all the time. And we talk tea, so to speak. But if you go to a tea education class, these are people, and normally we charge something for the tea that we're offering, but these are people who are coming after hours and are paying something for a reason. They want to learn about tea, but they also want to meet die-hard tea people. And we've talked about how tea is essentially a second-class citizen in coffee shops, right? And it makes sense because coffee shops are there for coffee, but they're like, okay, we know there'll probably be some tea lovers here, let's give them some tea bag tea. And it's interesting because in the old days of China, of course, they didn't have coffee shops, they had tea shops. We've had tea shops since the Song Dynasty, which was 800, 900,000 AD. So we've had tea shops for 1,300 years. But when tea got to the West was around the same time coffee got to the West. And coffee originally was from Ethiopia and Yemen, and then the European traders brought it over. So the Dutch brought really the tea and coffee. And so if you look at England or the Netherlands, the Low Country, 1720, you would find tea shops, you would find coffee shops. But then it was much easier to find like-minded tea people. In today's world where we just don't have sit-down tea shops, it's much harder to find people to talk tea with. Yeah, you can go to Reddit or whatever, but to sit down and talk tea. So coming to a tea education class, one of the benefits is you get to meet die-hard tea lovers. And if you love tea, why not meet new people who also love tea, who geek out on tea? So I tell you that's a great ancillary benefit. Another one is the obvious one. You get to learn about tea, right? You get to learn about tea. And so at our first meeting, there were some people taking notes. There was stuff that they were learning that maybe they didn't know. Like they love tea, but they didn't really know the difference between an oolong and a black, or what is even yellow tea, or what's pure. And so you get to learn something. And so knowledge is power. We should all have insatiable curiosity about things, especially things that we really like. And given that tea is the healthiest beverage on the planet, why not learn more about it so you can optimize and maximize your tea drinking experience? So I would tell you that's another reason. And the third reason is you get to sample teas. You would get to sample teas that you would otherwise would not get to sample unless you come and you're like, you know what, Albert, I'm going to get 10 different types of tea to sample in-house. Well, you're probably not going to do that because it would be pretty pricey, and also it just doesn't really make sense. You'd be like that guy or girl who's binge eating that's got, different, you got Taco Bell here, you got Burger King here, you got Chili, like all this food on the table. Not that tea is nearly as pernicious to your health as those things, but you're typically not to do that. So when you come to a tea education class, we give you the little cups. We give you 8 to 10 different teas that you're trying from, and you get to sample them. You get to drink as much of them as you want. So you get to taste a range of teas. You get to hear the explanation of these teas, many times their origin, their cultivar, their terroir, and their history, and you get to meet tea lovers. So the next time, come. We post these on social media. You can register ahead of time, and normally we allow even registration of the day. So definitely come. I think you would really enjoy it. Guys, post in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and God bless.